Good morning, April 2nd, 2022. Welcome to the WrestleMania 38 preview edition of Thoughts Count Anywhere. Coming to you live, Chief, pay attention. Coming to you live from the Go Live Vegas studios in the heart of Las Vegas, Nevada. Thank you for joining us today. My name is Aaron Phillips. I'm joined with my pre-show panel. This is our pre-show. Matt Mullen.
The real WrestleMania pre-show.
That's right. This is the real WrestleMania show. Matt Mullen, the man simply known as Chief, and our favorite fill-in guest host, Mr. Thomas Burnett. Good morning, gents. How are we doing today?
I'm good.
Chief?
2 minutes into the show and I'm getting hollered at already.
No, sir. No,
Damn.
no. You said before we were going on, where are we? So I just wanted you to pay attention so you know where we're at.
We're on the mothership.
Good morning, Ronald. 702-329-6947. Press the number 1 to come into the studio with us, chat with us. We are talking predictions, not only for WrestleMania. NXT's got a show. We got a lot of stuff going on, plus another trivia question to give away some shirts or whatever we have to give away. We'll figure something out, and we appreciate everybody for checking in. Good morning, William.
Top Rope Collectibles in the house.
Yes, he is. Good morning, Garth. We appreciate everybody. Also, too, don't forget us on Twitter using hashtag ThoughtsCountAnywhere.
Hey, you need a car, go down and see Garth Wall.
We'll send him a bill now for doing an ad.
More Larry Walker.
There you go. All right. So, gentlemen.
Our girl from Hawaii
First,
is not on yet.
Jennifer's not on yet. She'll get there. It's still early yet for her. Good morning, Larry. Good morning, Desert Shark. I do have this question to ask.
That's my new girlfriend.
Yesterday was April Fool's. Anybody get caught with any April Fool's jokes? No? You're saying no. He's saying yes.
He did last night.
Oh, last night.
I got his ass last night.
Let's do tell before we go to story time with Matt.
Well, you know, you sent me a message saying, is Thomas coming in studio? And I sent you back, no. He sends me a message, says, hey, I'm coming in studio tomorrow. I said, what for? And
I said, why not?
And then I wrote back, April Fool's LOL.
Well, we love having you in with us when you have the time to come in as our special guest co-host to share your thoughts and knowledge around the world of pro wrestling.
So keeping Chief out of trouble.
And keeping Chief out of trouble. Well, I don't know about that.
Yeah.
Chief, he doesn't need help. Anyway, like I said, we got a lot to talk about today. Two-night WrestleMania kicks off tonight. Of course, last night was the Hall of Fame ceremony as well. I'm sure we'll get into that a little bit. Maybe not. I don't know how many people stayed up late to watch it, but we'll see what's going on. So with that,
I was in bed.
That's why I watched it this morning.
Hall of Fame?
Yeah, I was in bed.
That's why I watched it.
I saw it at like 7 o'clock.
Well, it
not my time.
Really?
It didn't.
Because it went on after SmackDown.
Maybe on yours.
Well, that's
not
true.
On mine.
Our Pacific time would have been 7 o'clock our time.
Good morning, Champ.
Absolutely. But I watched it. I started watching it on the replay this morning on Peacock, and I still have a half an hour to go in the middle of Undertaker's time.
So crying, you're crying.
Mr. Ben Bowman is in the house. Good morning, Ben.
We got them both. We got the tag team guys, Ben and William. They're both in there.
And just so everybody knows, TRC is taking off tomorrow. They're not doing their show due to WrestleMania weekend.
There's a big show this weekend.
Yeah, there's something going on, right?
Yeah,
exactly.
That's what they told me.
Speaking of TRC.
And I want everybody to know, I got my damn pad in case I forget something. I can write it the hell down.
Write down where we are.
It'll be full by the end of the show.
Exactly. Speaking of TRC, I'm going to do this before Chief goes off. If you do any business with TRC, with Top Rope Collectibles,
pay for your shit.
Pay for your stuff, will you? We've talked about this in the past. We've said this is their business. How would you like if someone came in your business, bought merchandise, and didn't pay? And the fact of the matter is that this individual claims that they did not claim stuff.
Bullshit.
Well, here's the best part of it. The guys have copies of the chat room from their last show saying that you claimed the shit. So just pay it. Mm-hmm. That's all. All right. With that, you know what time it is.
Story time with Matt.
There you go. It is
I thought it was WrestleMania already.
How did I do? Did I do
Not
pretty
bad.
good?
Not bad.
I've been practicing.
Keep practicing.
Need a B minus.
I guess I got to tighten my teeth up a little more.
Here we go.
Mad Mo.
Why do we even have a countdown?
I have no idea, but god
Just point
damn,
and
I
shoot.
got a banger of a story today.
All right, let's go. Let's hear it.
So I was walking by my loading dock at work, and this random Mexican guy is trying to fight like everybody he sees. So I run over there. I'm like, dude, what the hell are you doing? And he like kind of squares up to me for a second, and then he bolts off running. But they're doing construction on Las Vegas Boulevard, and there's a big ditch.
Oh, no.
Where all the cones are. And this dude hits the cone and just falls straight into the ditch. I was like, yes.
That's not the guy that died.
Oh, it gets better.
Okay.
So I get over there, and I'm like, dude, what the hell are you doing? He's like, leave me alone. I dare you to fight me. So I pulled my taser out, and I made the noise, and I'm like, you don't want this, dude. Go. Get out. He's like, fight me with nothing, and he runs into the street and strips butt naked.
Oh, my.
In the middle of traffic. He's like, fight me. And I was like, hold on, let me call my friend. And I called the marshals. And I was like, you guys want something fun? Come to 6th and Ogden. So he ended up going.
Jeez.
And then later in the night, I was working in Heart Attack Grill, and I was doing something in the back, and for some reason, they let these 2 crackheads in.
Okay.
And they were both, like, methed out of their minds. The one girl was in the bathroom washing her hands for, like, 20 minutes, and they were trying to, like, ditch out on their bill. So I called one of my guys, Donnie, from the building, and I was like, hey, come over here. There's 2 of them, just in case. And I saw her stick the receipt in her bag, and they're kind of just looking around, like, how to get out. And I was like, all right, they're going to do it. Let's do this. And then, like, 2 seconds later, the door opens, and, like, 5 Metro officers open the door. And they were like, hey, can we use your bathroom? And I was like, yeah, sure. So I opened the gate for them, and they go in. The look on these tweakers' face was priceless, and magically money appeared.
Oh, nice magic.
And Metro's like, oh, thank you. And I was like, hold on, let me see if these people paid their bill. And these people were like, they went from tweaking to like helicopter tweaking. And the money came and they bolted out the door. And I was like, I could have timed that better on purpose.
There you go. Right
My whole
on.
day felt like an April Fool's joke.
But yeah, it's like Groundhog Day, right? April
bad
1st could be like,
version.
right, exactly. If our producer would go to our laptop for a moment, as well as if you are a big fan of Storytime with Matt, as we all are here, go to thoughtscountanywhere.com, click on the shop tab, and scroll down a couple of shirts, and you'll see our beautifully designed shirt here honoring the stories that Matt shares with us from beautiful downtown Fremont Street in the Neonopolis area. Storytime with Matt is available.
Not the adjective I would use.
I know. I'm trying to dress it like beautiful downtown Burbank. You know what I'm saying? You got that one. Plus, we also have the new NWO design shirts are out there. We've got Chief Saw It on the radio shirts as well. So check it out. Get your favorite shirt. Remember, we still have the 2 shirts for the Nevada Coalition for Suicide Prevention there, honoring Garth's grandfather. So those shirts are there, where 100% of the net proceeds go to the organization. So a lot of stuff to go on there and support us, your friends here at Thoughts Count Anywhere.
Hey, I got a story.
All right.
I got in the mail this week. I got a letter.
Okay.
My one and only letter from the 8th Circuit District Court.
They call you for jury duty?
Yes.
I was only kidding.
Last week
Last week.
they called me. This week I got the letter from the court saying, "Thank you for your service.
You're not needed.
Delay
Oh.
your court. You're off of it. We thank you. You will not be called for any more jury duty.
Ever?
Ever. I have reached a 70-year-old plateau.
All right. There you go.
So
That's good.
No more jury duty.
There you go. That's good to know. Garth comes up with a good suggestion for you when you're at work there, Mr. Matt. You need a GoPro camera on all the time, so when you have these stories, we can also add the visual.
I really should. I had like the surveillance video like saved, and I was like, I should pull this for the show.
As long as it doesn't get us in trouble for showing any of that.
Hey, Shant, why don't you go down and talk to the owners at Neonopolis and voice your opinion about wrestling shows? You big boy.
Huh?
He's suggesting that you
He
should tell the
suggests-
folks down in
yeah.
Neonopolis to bring wrestling shows back into Neonopolis.
So I
There's going to be one in May.
Well, there you go. See how
So-
well that worked?
So I just told him to go down and tell the owners that they want it back, man.
Well, he's ahead of his time.
He's dependent on you, you know?
And
That's it.
May 20, whatever the Thursday is of
Wait a minute.
AEW week.
Wait a minute. Let me look it up.
Oh,
one of the
Memorial
guys
Day.
from-
That's Thursday before Memorial Day weekend.
Oh, what's that guy's name? One of the GCW guys is putting on the show.
Okay.
May 26th.
Well, that's AEW weekend, right?
So,
Memorial Day weekend.
Yeah,
so
25,
All right.
27, and 29.
Well, there you go, Shant. Your wish is our command, or our command is your wish, whatever you want to say. Thomas, how are you, sir?
Doing good. How are you guys?
Doing all right. Any April Fool's joke stories you care to share or are willing to share before we get into rumors?
No, I got nothing.
All right. With that, it's time now for some quick rumors before we step aside. We're running behind already, which is no problem. All right.
Well, let's speed
Rumor
it up.
number one. Rumors are going around that Cody Rhodes might actually have backed out of WrestleMania. This story surfaced last week that some folks close within his circle possibly saying he still can back out of WrestleMania. I have not seen or heard anything one way or the other. Your thoughts, gentlemen?
He's not showing up tonight.
You don't think so?
No, I think it's. Excuse me. I think it's Taker.
I still think it's Cody. I don't think it's going to go this far and not have a payoff.
Okay.
I think it's Shane.
I will turn my goddamn TV off.
That's why I said it. So you turn it off.
It would
He's
be
like the male hubcap.
That's okay. I think it's Shane.
It would be disappointing in my mind if Shane does show up, only because of the hullabaloo that was created around the Rumble, where everything was focused around him. Then he was supposedly fired and all that stuff, and then he's disappeared since.
Okay, I gotta ask. I gotta ask one question.
Sure.
Did he show up at whatchamacallit last night?
I haven't finished watching it.
The Hall of Fame?
Yeah.
I don't think so.
To the
He-
point
he was-
where I watched, he hadn't shown up.
He was
yet.
supposed to present last night.
For who?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Everybody else had their presenters, so I don't know
They
who.
just said he was supposed to show up just
Oh.
because he doesn't miss it every year.
Okay. Oh, Shan thinks it's Bray Wyatt. I read that one too as a possibility. But
I like to see Killer Cross myself, so screw all of
there you go. Next topic. Rumors Vince sees Austin Theory as a future John Cena level star. Now, before we get, I'm just going to, I said this before we went on the air.
You can say it. Go
I
ahead.
caught this on Busted Open this morning. And here's my question. If they're trying to get Austin Theory over, why would you do it against a commentator? Because he's beaten Finn Balor twice on TV now. So, I mean, that's pretty impressive to the resume. But why would you have him go over wrestling a commentator? That doesn't make sense to me if Vince thinks he's the next Cena.
Yeah, that's a good question. No idea.
Oh no, the Miz beat Jerry Lawler as WWE champion.
Yeah, but that was at a time that was very different though than it is now. I understand what you're saying. And Cole is 1-0 at WrestleMania and all that other bullshit, but still,
But tell the other part of the story is as they said this morning, they're trying to use Theory with Memphis Heat. With Memphis Heat was, you're the bad guy. You do what the hell you need to do to get yourself over. That's what Theory's doing right now. Because let's face it, when he comes out, we all hate him.
Did he have that kind of heat down in NXT?
No.
Because to me, he just came out of nowhere.
No, but
in my opinion,
who's working with him? Is Mr. McMahon working with him? I mean, really working with him? If he is, hey, Vince is a pretty good heat guy himself.
Well, Vince has come out and stated that he thinks Theory is the next face and can take, the next John Cena type person. But
Vince does know a thing
couple
or
of
two
things
about wrestling.
Yeah, thing or three.
A little bit.
Just a little
he
bit.
likes to kiss ass too.
But he's probably also using McAfee because he's like mainstream,
Yep.
like popular.
That's
to
a
try to
good
get
point.
the Austin
Try
Theory
to
name
get-
out there a little more. Probably
That's a good point.
Try to get some stuff over, huh?
Yeah,
Okay, that makes sense. We're in agreement for a change.
it ain't gonna last long.
Stop
It
the
ain't gonna
world.
last long.
I want to get off right now. 1-855-502-4321, 702-329-6947. Press 1. Love your opinion. All right, Thomas, this one I'm going to start off with you. Rumor is that Edge will be getting his own heel faction, possibly to include Damian Priest. Good morning,
Sign
Brandy.
Me up.
Yeah, that should be good.
Who else would you want to see in that faction?
I don't know. Who maybe bring up someone from NXT? I don't know who exactly, but
Okay.
The Imperium.
Hello, Jennifer from Hawaii is in the chat room. Good morning, Jennifer.
Good morning, Jen. I say bring up the Imperium and include them in these faction.
I think Imperium's like the perfect old little faction, but they need to bring in somebody like young to get like the edge rub. It would have to be somebody from NXT.
Who could flip from good to bad?
On the main roster or where?
Is this in response to the new faction of Regal and Moxley and Brian and Danielson over to AEW? I mean, that's what it seems like to me, right?
Could be, yeah.
Hey, I'm going to tell you what. Brian Danielson had a hell of a match Wednesday night.
When doesn't he?
With, and I apologize, everyone. Somebody write in or somebody tell me who the hell the guy was. I can't remember his name. Young fella.
Wheeler, Utah.
That's it. And that's the guy that slapped Regal in the face the week before.
He's also the guy that won the ROH Peer Championship last night.
So, I'm glad to see that he's matching up with Danielson. I know I went off script and I apologize, but that was a great match that they had Wednesday night. So I'll just leave it at that.
Yeah, no, absolutely. It'd be interesting to see how that goes. I mean, is this a way for Edge now, if he's forming a faction, is this going to be a way for him to kind of slowly slow down his in-ring activity now and go back to semi-retirement after the matches he's had since coming back?
How much slower can he go? He only wrestled like three times a year.
Well, yeah, but he's wrestled a little more than that. But
he can still go full Undertaker. WrestleMania.
True. Once a year, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, with his return, I don't think there's any reason why Edge shouldn't wrestle on his schedule, but he's appearing on TV and vignettes and everything else. At least he's a presence. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Especially now leading up to this AJ Styles match, which will be a rather hot question. All right. With that, we're going to step aside for our first break of the day. You are watching Thoughts Count Anywhere, coming to you live from the Go Live Vegas studios. In the heart of Las Vegas, we got so much to go. When we come back, we're going to start off with NXT Stand and Deliver predictions and our thoughts on that event tonight. We'll be right back.
It's not the worst podcast ever, is it? It's the best podcast. Thoughts Count Anywhere. All your wrestling news, all your hobbit all your gimmickry. Go on over, listen wherever your podcasts are downloaded. The Thoughts Count Anywhere podcast. I'm the big LG Doc Ellis. That's my endorsement. Booyah!
This is the story of one man's incredible journey from 350 to 200-pound weight loss and his mission to help and inspire others. Aaron Phillips. People are praising Aaron's new book with 5-star reviews. Aaron's various humorous and wildly entertaining stories portray his rise as a sports announcer, his encounters with exotic and irregular entertainers on the Las Vegas Strip through his long-running Vegas Unwrapped radio show, and his contagious and positive style of pursuing success. Call now or visit our website or Amazon now to get your copy of Let My Voice Speak to You, stories from a Hall of Fame radio personality. Order now.
This is John Cena. I just wanted to send you a congratulations on your podcast. Thoughts count anywhere. Because indeed they do. Thoughts are important. I mean, what would we do without them? And how can they not count anywhere? Is there a place that thoughts don't count? I can't think of one. Well, I just wanted to say thank you very much, congratulations, and good luck on the podcast. Thoughts count anywhere, because they do.
Good morning and welcome back to Thoughts Count Anywhere. My God, we got so much wrestling going on. Last night was Ring of Honor's pay-per-view. A lot went on there. We'll get to that a little bit as well. A couple of shout-outs. We'll send out there to Larry Walker, Kev Buckler. Mikey's out there. We appreciate everybody for tuning in. Give us a call, 702-329-6947. We are equal opportunity offenders on the phone line, so don't hesitate. Give us your thoughts on WrestleMania, NXT, whatever you'd like to share your thoughts on with us. All right, let's get into NXT Stand and Deliver, gents, shall we? All right.
NXT Stand and Deliver.
Yep.
Okay, I know where we're at now. In the studio. See, I faked your ass out, didn't I?
Oh, my goodness.
Thank you.
Dolph Ziggler taking on Braun Breaker for the title again. Gentlemen?
Breaker.
Braun Breaker gets his title back.
Breaker.
I think
Okay,
Ziggler's provided.
I'm writing these down today.
Writing these.
Breaker. Okay.
I think Ziggler has done enough to get him over, get the belt back, and have Ziggler and Rude come back up and get into the tag team picture finally with some real reverence here.
Yeah.
You know. So, okay, next match: Women's Championship: Mandy Rose versus Cora Jade versus Io Shirai versus Kaylee Ray. 4-way.
Io.
It's not the 4-way I would picture but anyway, that's another story.
I don't know how to not vote for Mandy Rose, so Mandy Rose.
Okay.
I want the girl from England to win.
Kaylee Ray.
Yep.
Okay. So we got three different options here, huh?
Told you we were going to agree very long.
That's as I ended in the first segment.
That's why we get along that good.
I'm going to go with Mandy on this one. I don't think it's time yet for her to give up the title. They've invested so much to her. Well, no, they've invested so much time in her, repackaging her.
Bullshit.
Hey, I didn't jump on your opinion.
I didn't say a word.
So I think Mandy's going to retain as well.
Mandy Rose, too.
All right, Imperium versus the Creed Brothers versus MSK.
MSK.
Imperium.
Hasn't MSK had the belts before, right?
Yeah.
I say the brothers.
Okay? The Creed Brothers. I like Creed Brothers because it's Apollo Creed.
So that's three. That's three different ones.
Yeah, and I said Creed. I'm going to go with you with Creed because I like Apollo Creed from the Rocky movies. It's like picking a racehorse. Who are you going to win? I don't know. I like the name of the horse.
Got it.
Okay. NXT North American Championship, Carmelo Hayes versus Santos Escobar versus Solo, Sequoia? Is that what's pronounced? Versus Grayson Waller versus Cameron Grimes. Could they have any more multiple people matches on this card? Are you kidding me?
They got to put everybody up on this show.
Jeez Louise.
This is the WrestleMania.
Wow. So you got 1, 2, 3, 4. This is a 6-way.
Ladder match.
Oh, it's a ladder match. Okay, so the belt's hung up over the ladder, obviously. Who do you think?
I would love to see Solo win, but I'm going with Cameron Grimes because they're telling this story where he's doing it for his father.
Okay.
My official pick is Solo. Because he's from here.
That's true.
He's friends with everybody.
Solo.
He has to win.
All right, I'm going to side with Thomas just to make it 2-2. I think Cameron Grimes will win. I don't know. Yeah, thank you, Brandy, for clarifying that. I appreciate it. That's why we love our fans.
What did my sister say?
She just reminded me that Solo is Cepha, which I forgot about. I didn't recognize him with the last name. Didn't they just call him Solo for a while? Like Xavier, King Xavier is now just back to Xavier.
Brandy said, "Shut up, Aaron."
Did she really?
Yeah.
Oh, Brandy. I used to love you, but now I love you less for a minute.
Watch what you say about my sister.
Thomas Ciampa versus Tony D'Angelo.
D'Angelo.
Ciampa's teasing this is his last match in NXT, so he's probably going to go out on his back. So, D'Angelo.
He's going to put D'Angelo over.
All right, D'Angelo. You all convinced me. LA Knight versus Gunther.
Gunther.
His name's Walter. I'm never calling that guy Gunther ever.
Well, it's not Gunther. It's Gunther.
Walter is going to win.
Okay.
Walter? I'm taking LA Knight, one of our homeboys. You all forget about him, don't you? Mm-hmm. Okay,
Who?
I see.
Who?
No,
Who?
That's right. Who?
I love LA Knight, but
Well, I don't. Well, then you should have voted for him.
I can't go with him.
Well, I don't
It's
care.
Gunther.
There's a difference between liking and logic.
It's not It's not Gunther. It's Walter. Let's get it straight. It's Walter.
Thank you, Brandy. I still love you too. It's okay.
That's right. See, Larry Walker agrees with me. LA Knight.
I think if Knight wins, I think we're going to see Walter / Gunther maybe finally come up to the main roster, perhaps.
That's my thinking.
So, okay.
Could you see him and Gabriel Stevenson wrestling in a match? That'd be a damn good match.
Gabe Stevens, the new guy,
Yeah,
the wrestler,
yeah. The
Gabriel?
guy from college.
Gable.
Gable Steveson.
Yeah, that's what I said.
Did they come up with a new name for Chad Gable yet?
Didn't I? Isn't that what I said?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Something like that.
Something like that.
Yeah, you said Stevenson, but Stevenson, yeah.
I thought you said cable, like
No.
cable TV. Yeah, take your
God damn it, I said Gable.
Oh, now I get it. Now it's clear. All right. With that, now that he's got his teeth back in, you know what time it is. It is time that everybody loves. It is time for the Chiefs Rant, brought to you by the one and only Chief himself.
Damn, that was a good-looking picture with my teeth out. Hey, good morning, folks. My 3 minutes of fame is now 2:58, and I have a very short rant today. Very short. It's called 3 words. Never say never. That is the Chiefs rant. Over and out.
Wow, I don't know what to do with 2.5 extra minutes now.
Well, we can catch up on what we were slow on.
Never give up. Never say never.
Never say never.
I corrected. Never say
Thank
never.
you.
I got you. But also never give up.
So that'll lead into one of our segments later.
Okay. All right, let's get talking about WrestleMania night number 1 tonight. Pre-show, I believe, starts at 3 p.m. Pacific. 2-hour pre-show both nights, and then the main card, I believe, starts at 5 p.m. Pacific, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
You are correct.
Yes, sir. You are correct, sir. Of course, last night, well, before we get into WrestleMania night number 1, let's talk about real quickly, the Hall of Fame inductions. Last night, of course, we saw Vader, we saw the Steiner brothers, we saw Queen Sharmell, we saw Shad Gasgard getting the Warrior Award. One thing on that, I read that after, I read it late last night, that when Dana Warrior was introduced and she made her way down to the ring, she was all smiles and she was waving, and people took offense to that because of the seriousness of who the recipient was for the award. Now, when I read it, I'm like, all right, maybe she was a little too giddy given the nature of who the recipient was going to be and the story behind it. But when I watched it this morning on the playback, I got to be honest with you. I watched it. I had no issue with the way she came down. She smiled when she was introduced. She did a couple of high fives with some of the stars up on the stage. She came walking down the ramp, high-fived a couple of folks on the side with a smile on her face. When she got closer to the ring, she got a little more serious. When you guys, I don't know if you guys will watch it or plan on rewatching it back on Peacock, but I really didn't have an issue with that last night. But anyway.
I haven't seen it yet, so I'll
Defer. Okay. Well, anyway, congratulations to Shad Gasgard and receiving that. I mean, we talk about superheroes and we have fun with Batman.
Well deserved.
Yeah, we talk about Superman, Batman, and all that stuff, but Shad really is a hero because he paid the ultimate price for the ultimate gift that a parent can have, and that's a child. You know,
when she looked over and was like, "I want to talk to my son for a second," I was like,
"Yeah, oh, absolutely."
It's allergies.
And as the shirt says, Brooklyn's own.
Absolutely, and you know what? God bless him for being there at that moment to take care of his son and putting, and then his wife shared a couple other stories of what he's done in the community. He stopped an armed robbery. Her dog went missing, and 2 months later, he found who were the people that had the dog and took care of business. Let's just put it that way.
Whooped her ass.
Yeah, she didn't want to say exactly
I'll
what
say
he
it.
did, but yeah. So
I hope
it
he
was
did
interesting.
anyway.
And then, yeah, I certainly would think so. And then after that, of course, Vader was enshrined. His son spoke rather well.
Eloquently.
Yeah, he did a nice job. Mrs. Vader, I guess. She really didn't say a whole lot. They did a lot of the "what time is it? It's Vader time" thing a couple of times. And then, of course, I was ultimate, but the pinnacle of obviously the main event, so to speak, of course, was The Undertaker. And you talk about a crowd reaction, well deserved, especially after quote unquote retiring in an empty arena. Mm-hmm. I mean, it was just tremendous, and it brought chills to my body watching the crowd reaction for as long as they reacted before he could even get a word out. Vince actually did a very good job, in my opinion, in the introduction. Played to the crowd a little bit with the whats and tried to beat them with the whats. But when he got serious about talking about Taker's, loyalty and career and everything that he's done was tremendous. And of course, Taker came out to the gong and the blue lights and the slow walk and, made his typical entrance. He gets up on stage, and he was already mic'd with an ear mic. He didn't stand at the podium.
Right.
And when he got to Vince and he hugged him, you could hear him clearly say to Vince, "I love you." I mean, and you could hear Vince say, "I love you too." And then he was trying to brush back rather quickly because he wanted to get out of the spotlight because it was Taker's spotlight.
Sure.
And the response of the crowd, I'm getting goosebumps now just thinking about it again. But Taker got a well-deserved response from those in attendance last night.
Never say never.
No, he was pacing around like, keep it together.
Yeah, exactly.
Keep it together.
Well, you could see in his eyes were welling up a couple of times. Obviously, he wiped his nose, a few times. I was hoping he had a handkerchief to do that, but neither here nor there. But he was emotional, and again, well-deserved because now he got the love in front of a live audience that was surely lacking, obviously, when he quote unquote retired in an empty arena.
As I said a couple weeks ago, they're human beings.
Absolutely.
And we can't forget that.
Absolutely.
They entertain us, okay, and they entertain us great. But we have to remember they have feelings, they have emotions just like we do. They're human beings.
He'll make a hell of a motivational speaker.
I don't know if you saw Brandy's comment, but she just put that in there. I mean,
great minds think alike.
Yeah, he definitely could when you talk about staying there, because he talked about how his decision was made. He was in his last semester in college, and he was sitting with his brother, and he was one semester away from graduating, and he could have played basketball, and that's what he was focusing on, but he didn't have his heart to play basketball. He wasn't in it. His heart was in wrestling, and his brother told him, don't live for mom and dad, because Taker was afraid to tell his parents into our Facebook feed. So we want to welcome you back to Thoughts Count Anywhere, coming to you, I guess, live part 2.
Part 2.
From the Go Live Vegas studios in Las Vegas. Aaron Phillips, Matt, Chief, and Thomas Burnett joins us. So I'm just going to put a message on Facebook. Let's see. We are live.
We're back on Facebook.
We are back on now?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So we're back. So my thoughts at the end there, we were talking about, I don't remember what was I talking about? I don't remember at this point. I got
Taker quitting college.
Taker, right. Talking about, right. He didn't want to live for his, he was afraid to tell his parents. He was afraid to tell his coaches. And his brother looked at him and simply said, don't live for anybody else but you.
Right.
And it was with that comment that his brother made to him is what put him on the road to wrestling. And obviously a decision that was
worked out
somewhat, right? Wouldn't you say to that? Anyway, we want to thank everybody for sticking on. We had a little issue all of a sudden, and just Facebook and the computer system here in the studio just started rebooting all on its own. Honest to God, Mr. Producer Donut Man was actually eating a donut. He was 3 feet away from the desk, Shant, so he was nowhere near. The jelly didn't get in the system. None of that stuff. So something
we
just
check that too.
We'll have to call CSI and check for evidence. But anyway, so we are back up, and we appreciate it. You guys sticking with us. So this will be a 2-parter, and we know that when we upload it, we'll upload it to YouTube, and we'll edit it and try to get it down into 1. But anyway, okay. So with that, let's get into night 1. We'll start talking about that before we go to our second break in the first hour. Now we're going to go over these in no particular order per se. I'm going to start off with Miz and Logan Paul versus the Mysterios. What's your thoughts on this match?
After Raw, after Ray beat Miz and then they both and got the mask back, who cares?
What? You stole. Damn. I don't like. Never mind.
Was that Chief's comment?
No, look at the comment.
Which one? I blame Tom.
Accurate.
Thank you, sister.
Yeah, we were trying to figure something out, Brandy. Thank you. We appreciate it.
And that was no April Fool's joke either.
No, we are back up, everybody. Jennifer, okay, everybody's back. All right, so like I said, this match does nothing for me because of Logan Paul's involvement. The only thing that'll be intriguing is to see what will happen with the Mysterios. Will it be where they get under each other's nerves and finally Dominic turns on Dad? Or will they walk out victorious and live another day, and at some point, Ray will turn it over to Dominic and say, it's now yours?
I want to see Dominic whip Logan Paul's ass.
Okay.
That's what I want to see happen.
Okay.
I think Logan Paul's going to have some crazy spot, and then The Miz and Logan Paul are going to win. And then Dominic probably turns on Ray on, like, SmackDown. Or Raw, whatever one they're on.
Okay, as they discuss what happened, right?
Yeah.
Okay, I see both. I see that very viable because they've been teasing this split for a while.
That's a good storyline. I like that.
And then we see,
and I don't agree with you that often, but that's a good storyline.
and then we see
Didn't come from 1960, I know.
but there's no hubcaps
from the radio, right?
No hubcaps.
So and
where's
then
my toy at?
And then we see the two of them go at it at the next pay-per-view, right? We'll probably see them go at it at the next pay-per-view if that's the direction.
So if Ray passes it down to Dominic and Dominic wins, then more than likely you'll see Ray take his mask off. Because that's what they normally do when they pass it down from father to son.
I bet he has two masks on. And the top one is the one he'll give his son. I don't know. I mean, we've seen stuff like that, right?
Yeah.
Mask him. But anyway, it'll be interesting. But sorry.
I can see him like getting the mask, and Dominic does when he snaps and just like rips the mask apart. Be like, I don't want any part of you. I'm my own person.
Oh,
and
furthering
just
that
beats
story.
the crap out of his dad.
Well, there you go.
Then his sister comes back and whips his ass.
Oh my God. Oh my God. Drew McIntyre takes on Happy Corbin.
Bathroom break match. I don't want to say it's Drew McIntyre, so it kind of sucks he's in this situation. But he's obviously gonna win because it's freaking Drew McIntyre.
Yeah, and they're gonna probably put him back in the main event picture after WrestleMania, I would think.
I would freaking hope so.
Drew Mac.
Drew, I'm in agreement. Gets a sword. He got a sword back last night, didn't he? I think.
Yeah. Yep.
Right. So that's
It's like all the
up.
payoffs were like the week of WrestleMania.
Yeah.
Right. Well, both Raw and SmackDown were renamed WrestleMania Raw and WrestleMania SmackDown. They were both renamed that way. So
I want to
see.
I want to see Happy Corbin get the shit knocked out of him. You know what? He's good because he gets under my skin and I don't like him. So, hey, there's my boy, man.
All right.
He's going to take care of business.
Raw Women's Championship, Becky Lynch versus Bianca Belair. The newly haircutted Becky Lynch.
She didn't get
I'll go last to see if anybody says what I can say.
She didn't get no haircut.
Just the extensions were pulled out and cut
Whatever
off?
the hell those shit they call that shit.
Extensions.
Yeah. Extensions.
You guys first. I want to see if anybody has my idea.
Go ahead. Go for it.
Sid, you guys first. I want to see who has my idea.
Okay. First of all, who's going to win?
I'm going last.
Who do I think's going to win?
Yes.
Either Becky or Bianca.
Very good.
One of the
Very
two.
good. You got a 50-50 chance of being right.
I think Becky's going to retain.
Okay.
There's no way I see Bianca not walking out with the women's championship. No way does she not win this title tonight.
Okay. Payback?
Well, she got her payback anyway, but
No, but I mean for losing her belt.
oh yeah. Sorry,
26 seconds and now
Yeah.
turn the
Yeah,
script.
but she got payback. She cut Becky's hair.
Yeah, but
So she got payback.
we all know that's not what you wear around your waist.
Well, hey, I'm just saying she
It-
got
the story-
payback though.
Yeah, the story comes full circle.
What's your
tonight.
pick?
Well, although Becky did try to go after the braid, didn't she? The week before or
Well,
something,
well,
We're
right?
going after the break for
What's your-
weeks now.
What's
Well,
your call?
I'm gonna call Bianca. I'm gonna say
Okay.
Bianca gets the belt. So
I say Becky retains and cuts that fucking braid off at WrestleMania.
But then that's the gimmick. That's Bianca's whole gimmick, that braid. Then what do you do with Bianca? Send her back to NXT? Take her off TV?
until she grows her hair back.
It's not even her real hair.
She ties another one in. She's got a second one.
Then what's the point of cutting it then?
Who cares?
For point of discussion, why? Okay.
So we're 2-2 on this match.
So okay, Matt. So
2-2.
Yes, thank you.
You're welcome.
Dose to dose.
Becky 2,
Becky-
Bianca 2.
For the
Becky
counting,
cuts the braid off,
counting
right?
impaired.
Yeah.
Then what happened to Bianca?
How about this one?
She's still Bianca Belair. It's not her.
How about this one? Becky cuts the hair. After WrestleMania, they have a final match. Hair versus hair. And that ends it.
I don't want to see her go bald. I just want to see a ponytail.
Hey,
No Chris Rock jokes inserted here, please.
Why not? No, we don't do that.
Keep my wife's name.
We don't do that.
I'm calling that the slap heard around the world.
We don't do that.
Taught by William Regal.
Let's talk about something else, please. Let's.
No, wait, I got a hang on coming. So, there you go. Go for it. Here we go.
Let's just talk about something.
Look
else.
at this. And here's the thing with Chris Rock. I'm just going to say this. He sold that slap, which is what many people think why this was not quote unquote real as much as it was whatever it was, but because video caught his wife Jada laughing through all of this. So I don't know. It lends itself to some interesting. Maybe we'll see them in a match down the line. Who knows? Anyway, okay. Let's move on to the tag team championship: Usos versus Boogs and Nakamura.
Usos.
Chief?
Usos.
Then I think we're going to see the end of Shinsuke and Boogs. I think they're going to split. All right. Next match. Oh, where do I want to go next? SmackDown Women's Championship, Flair and Rousey.
Rousey.
Ronda Rousey is walking out SmackDown Women's Champion.
Chief?
Flair.
Interesting.
I'm gonna go with Rousey, but I will say this. Very underwhelming build up to this match. Very underwhelming. I don't know if you guys agree. We did talk about this back when Rousey first came back, and to me the match that was ready to be had was Rousey and Becky because of the shoulders in that WrestleMania. Why they didn't go for that one right away, I would love to know the answer to that.
They're holding it off till next WrestleMania, supposedly.
And do a build for that with those two. But that's another year removed from when that happened. And I think the further you get away from something happening, it lessens the impact. It's not as vital as it would have been the closer to when that actually happened. But it's a very, very not a good build. And I'm not impressed with it. Charlotte will deliver no matter what. I mean, you put her with a paper bag, she'll give you aces. And that's for damn sure.
I just wrote on the paper and showed Thomas. It's going to be a DQ match. That's what I see happening.
How? Give me the build to the DQ.
I think Charlotte will piss Ronda off so bad that Ronda will go nuts, and she may end up hitting the referee, something like that, and it'll go as a DQ.
I can see them both ways getting DQ'd. In about like the submission. Charlotte's got the figure 8 on Rousey. Rousey gets to the ropes. Charlotte doesn't break. DQ. Rousey's got the armbar on Charlotte. Charlotte gets to the ropes. DQ.
But we've also seen a trend when two people who are involved in a match, one of them over weeks of television gets her ass kicked and whatnot, which we've seen Rousey really been, I'll just say, manhandled on top of the car and holds, all the stuff that Charlotte's done. When it comes to the main pay-per-view match between the individuals, the person whose ass was getting kicked on television seems to be the one that comes back to the win for the win at the big event.
Yeah.
Yeah, but technically they both been getting their butts kicked because Rousey made Charlotte tap to an ankle lock when Charlotte kept talking crap, saying that Rousey's a one-trick pony with the armbar.
You know, I look at it this way. Ronda's good. I agree with you that this match hasn't had much of a build-up, okay? But there is no damn way that Charlotte Flair is getting beat in her own ring. It ain't happening. It just ain't happening, in my opinion.
Okay.
Ronda Rousey and Chief have the same tone on SmackDown.
Exactly.
I'm going to kick your ass at WrestleMania.
Exactly. And that's why I did it that way.
Shan,
Because she cannot get over cutting the promo. She couldn't do it in MMA. She can't do it in professional wrestling.
going into our second hour, first of all,
Shant 50 over under.
Shant asks, what's the over under for how many times we see Ronda adjusting her ring gear? Interesting question. But that brings to point, we're going to go into our second hour here momentarily with a trivia question where folks can win a prize. Could be a T-shirt, could be a collectible from one of us. We'll see. But here is the question which you can start thinking about. We will only take answers in the second hour. You must call. No answers in the chat room, no answers on Twitter, only call-ins at 702-329-6947. And our question is?
And let's make it fun. Do not look it up on the internet.
That's right, because the Chief said so.
Exactly.
Who did Rick Steiner beat at Starrcade 1987 for the WCW title? Who did Rick Steiner beat?
For the World TV title.
I'm sorry, the World TV title at Starrcade 1987.
See, we're trying to rig it. We're trying to give you an answer that doesn't even exist.
I know. But we did that last week. It didn't work so well. So,
and I got
who did
the
Rick
answer
Steiner
on
beat?
The radio.
It's who did Rick Steiner beat at Starrcade 1987 to win the title? All right. So we'll take answers on that
throw you for a loop?
into the second hour.
And just
the
so
WrestleMania pre-show with some Starrcade questions.
and just so you know,
Rick Steiner because he went in the Hall of Fame.
It was not Teddy. It was not Teddy Long.
It was not Ted. No, it wasn't Ted Long. Sean Hyde says his sports book has it at minus 850 that Rhonda messes with her gear. That's boy, if that's
morning,
true,
brother.
If that's true in any way, it's a hell of a prop bet. Okay, two more quick matches before we go to the top of the hour.
Talk to it.
We kind of touched on it before. Seth Rollins versus Unknown.
Seth
Okay, so let's just very quickly put out there who we think
versus
Seth Rollins, who Seth Rollins will be going against tonight. We have SmackDown on from last night, and we just see what Austin Theory and Pat McAfee were doing. But anyway, who's Seth Rollins' opponent tonight? Real quick.
Cody Rhodes.
Mr. McMahon.
What?
You always got to go old school as possibly as you can. He's like, who's the oldest person in WWE?
Mae Young, but she's not alive anymore.
Mr.
McMahon?
Mr. McMahon.
Against Seth Rollins?
Why not?
Well, why wouldn't he have gone against Pat McAfee?
Hey,
because that's where the feud started.
You know what? If you're one of the best in wrestling, why not go against the owner? And then really build yourself up.
Is he really does Seth Rollins
Is it really the best
need
if
him?
you attack
Look
like an
at you
80-year-old
two.
man?
But does
I
he
got
really-
you two over so bad it ain't funny. It's going to be Shane O'Mac.
Undertaker. Taker because of the never say never. And it kind of makes sense with how McMahon chose the opponent. And McMahon did induct the Undertaker in the Hall of Fame, so I'm going Taker.
Our producer's putting on our teleprompter here. Who did Rick Steiner beat?
No. I'm trying to set up the.
No. But what I'm saying is, it's not the 1987 world title. That's what was the title again?
The World
TV
Television.
World TV title.
The World TV title. There you got Starrcade in 1987.
The one that Arn Anderson used to hold.
There you go. I think Cody's going to come out tonight. All right.
I think WWE's just trolling everybody to try to get the scent off.
How about John Cena?
No.
He's busy.
I don't
How
think
about
so.
The Rock?
No. If The
He'll
Rock
come
makes
out
an appearance, it's not going to be
day
against
2.
Rollins. It's going to be with
Day
Reigns.
2, last person out.
That's last match before we go to our break at the top of the hour. KO, Show, and Steve Austin. Give us your prediction of what you think is going to happen.
Stunner.
That's freaking obvious. Shit.
It's going to be like some sort of match without it being a match. Because Austin's been saying, like they just showed the promo on SmackDown, how Austin for the last 19 years has been dwelling on losing that match to The Rock.
Okay.
So I think it's going to be like some sort of match. He hits the stunner on Owens, and the referee will count 1, 2, 3, and then he gets a win.
You know, the light bulb just went off in the head.
Uh-oh. Is it time to change it?
It's time for your pills.
No. I have a thought.
Okay.
Seth Rollins' opponent is unknown.
From parts unknown.
Okay,
too.
now stop and think about this. The last few weeks, we've been seeing Seth build up, stealing KO's gimmicks, trying to. The last thing he said was, hey, why don't I have my own show at WrestleMania? Okay? He comes in to KO and Stone Cold show, okay? And Stone Cold stuns KO. Then he stuns Seth Rollins and beats Rollins in the ring.
No.
Why? Tell me why not.
Because I'd like WrestleMania to be entertaining.
Oh, come on. Give me a bunch of shit.
Okay.
Tell me why. Seriously.
Okay.
That makes sense. That's good writing right there. That is great writing. But of course, WWE writers suck.
So I guess Vince chooses Austin as the opponent since Vince is choosing the opponent for Rollins?
All right, couple of comments before we go to break.
Why
that's
not?
in there. We have a couple of Bray Wyatt votes for Seth's opponent
Bray
tonight
Wyatt,
from Brandy and Sean. Mikey says, let's not forget who built the Forbidden Door, also Khan's new talent policy that went into effect today. And Sean says, I'm waiting for Chief to stun Thomas. Okay, with that,
it's coming.
We're going to end.
It's coming.
We're going to end hour number 1. Hour number 2 coming up right after this. We're going to hear from our sponsors. Stay tuned because we had a lot to go on. We still got a lot to cover. Check it out. Check us out. Share the feed. You're watching Thoughts Count Anywhere. We'll be right back.
What's up, man? It's your boy, Seth Fatu. I'm here with my man, Big G. I need you to check out the podcast, Thoughts Count Anywhere.
This is the Essential Character EC3 on behalf of my dear friends at Thoughts Count Anywhere. The podcast for your mind when you keep thinking about all things sports and entertainment.
Hello, this is Martin Casals, a.k.a. Marty the Mob, and you're watching the Thoughts Count Anywhere podcast. Enjoy.
This is Impact Wrestling's Dash and Chris Bay, the ultimate finesser, former Finesse Division champion, and you're listening to Thoughts Count Anywhere podcast.
Thoughts Count Anywhere. Y'all watching it. This is my new tag team partner, Steve-O, a.k.a. Zeus, from the hit movie Friday, and from No Holds Barred.
Hi, I'm Sean Davari. Listen to Thoughts Count Anywhere for all your wrestling news.
Hey, what's going on? This is Axe, and I'm smashing the demolition. And we want to invite you to watch every Saturday morning. Thoughts Count Anywhere.
This is the story of one man's incredible journey from 350 to 200-pound weight loss and his mission to help and inspire others. Aaron Phillips. People are praising Aaron's new book with 5-star reviews. Aaron's various humorous and wildly entertaining stories portray his rise as a sports announcer, his encounters with exotic and irregular entertainers on the Las Vegas Strip through his long-running Vegas Unwrapped radio show, and his contagious and positive style of pursuing success. Call now or visit our website or Amazon now to get your copy of Let My Voice Speak to You, stories from a Hall of Fame radio personality. Order now.
It's not the worst podcast ever, is it? It's the best podcast. Thoughts Count Anywhere. All your wrestling news, all your hobbit all your gimmickry. Go on over, listen wherever your podcasts are downloaded. The Thoughts Count Anywhere podcast. I'm the big LG Doc Ellis. That's my endorsement. Booyah!
All right, welcome back to hour number 2 is underway. Chief? The floor recognizes Chief.
No filibustering.
I have one comment to make.
Okay.
I don't understand why Demolition and Rick Martel are not in the WWE Hall of Fame. Okay.
That makes 2 of us.
I'm being on a serious note.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. This ain't a Chiefs rant. This is just being a serious note that I don't understand why. That just doesn't make sense to me. So I think I may have to come up with. I may start a national thing to get at least get Demolition in.
Petition?
Yeah, that's it. Petition. Let me write that the hell down.
I want to respond to Desert Shark's comment. It says, I'm waiting for Chief to start watching wrestling on the radio. Well, here's the funny thing. If you download the Go Live Vegas mobile app to your phone or use Alexa and tell Alexa to go to or play Go Live Vegas radio, guess what? You will hear Chief on the radio. So there you go.
You know, it'd be a funny show.
Oh, William. Oh,
talk to me.
Here's interesting. William shares because of Demolition suing WWE for the head trauma lawsuit. Maybe that's why they haven't gotten it.
Thank you for educating me, sir.
That makes sense.
As usual.
You know, it'd be a funny show. It's just to put a Alexa in front of Chief and watch him try to figure out how to use it.
Alexa, hey, you bitch, listen to me.
Speaking of Alexa, you shared something, or somebody did in our chat, that the WWE over this weekend, since Alexa thus far supposedly has not been seen down in WrestleMania land, that they put up a cardboard cutout of Alexa, and they're charging what, $40 or $20 a ticket to take a picture with this thing?
Yeah,
with the cutout.
That's the most ridiculous thing I have heard of in a while.
Holy cow!
So stupid.
Well, I got to tell you, there's going to be.
I just want to see the line of virgins lining up for this freaking thing.
There's going to be some guy out here during
Holy cow.
AEW weekend's going to be doing a podcast, and to go to it, it's going to cost $49.95.
Really?
For the podcast.
Jeez.
Mr. Dave Meltzer, $49.95. So
We'll get better guests and we'll only charge $44.95.
Right. There you go.
Yeah.
Mikey, as soon as our producer's done updating some stuff for us, he's bringing on the NXT show for us here. I'm going to ask him to switch over to our laptop picture because you will see something exactly what you were asking for.
It's all about.
Mikey says, Chief's new shirt idea, watches wrestling on the radio, and voila! There it is.
It's there.
Presto Chango.
Now available.
For sale.
ThoughtsCountAnywhere.com website. Click the shop tab. Scroll down a couple of shirts. You'll see the shirt there. Simply click on it as you see the attempt that I am doing. It'll eventually come up in our store. There you go. And for $20, you too can own a shirt. Chief watches wrestling on the radio. There you have it. Sean Hyde gave us that phrase right from the beginning. We appreciate that, and there you go, just like that, we have it. So,
hey, you know, and on a serious note,
quick like that.
I want everybody to have fun this weekend. You know, watching the shows. We got, y'all got to see a great Hall of Fame last night. There's 2 shows on today for WWE, 1 on tomorrow. You know what? Enjoy it. Enjoy it. We can laugh, we can joke, we can have our own thoughts, but let's just enjoy it. And out to Kev Buckler. Hey, Kevs, I hope you watched the ball game yesterday. Go Vols. I think they beat some team from Memphis yesterday, I think, Vanderbilt.
all right, let's go on to night 2. Little side sports note there. Speaking of which, I have something I added to the pop culture.
There you go.
List when we get to it later on. Night number 2. Let's go right down the list that we have here. Edge taking on AJ Styles. Edge obviously has turned heel, going against the Phenomenal One. Gentlemen?
That's going to be the match of the weekend, and I think Edge is going to win if he's going to start some heel stable.
I agree. Edge.
Edge versus AJ.
Okay, so we got 2 Edges. I think you're right. If they're thinking about giving him a stable, he really can't lose to AJ. But can he? Unless he feels screwed in some way. If he loses in some way that really just continues to ignite the heel side, he can still lose.
Yeah, because then on Raw, they could have like a face-to-face or something.
Something, yeah.
And then his group comes out and attacks him. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So I think it could still happen either way. Edge has been on fire since he's come back. AJ hasn't really been seen much as heavy as he was before, now that he's not with Omos anymore, or Amos, or whatever, the tall guy. I know we took a little time off, I believe, as well, but I think it's going to be a barn burner of a match, and I think AJ's going to beat him to ignite the heel side and this faction, in my opinion. So that's my take, and I'm sticking to it. All right, next. There you go. Mikey says the same thing in the chat room. All right. Women's Tag Team Championship. Queen Zelina and Carmella take on Baszler and Natalya. Banks and Naomi. Liv Morgan and Rhea Ripley. A fatal 4-way for the ladies' tag. Gents?
I want to see Liv and Rhea win it, just to give Liv a WrestleMania moment.
He took the words right out of my mouth.
Okay.
Ditto.
You should know who I want. My girl's wrestling in this match, Miss Rhea. So that's my vote.
There's 5 hubcaps and a Rhea Ripley.
Clean sweep across the board here. I also agree that Morgan and Rhea Ripley are going to take the women's tag team titles. Okay, Pat McAfee, Austin Theory.
Theory.
Pat McAfee. And it's surprisingly going to be a really good match, I'm sure.
I was just going to say, I think it'll be a real solid match just based on what he did with Adam Cole and the way he's been involved physically at this point. But from what we heard this morning on Busted Open, they're trying to get Theory over. I don't agree they should be trying to add to his getting over by going over on a commentator when you've already beaten Finn Balor multiple times. Mm-hmm. But I'm going to take Theory as well.
I don't know how good of a match it'll be. It'll be entertaining.
I hope so.
Okay?
It'll
be entertaining.
Will McMahon come out and get involved or be on commentary or something since this is his hand-picked guy?
Depends how long the ramp is.
And if they,
they can always wheel him down.
If they got a wheelchair.
Yeah, there you go.
Just takes a Segway.
Exactly. All right, next match, one that, again, this is my bathroom break on night number 2. Sami Zayn, Johnny Knoxville.
Knoxville.
That's going to be a banger.
How long are we going to take to talk on this match?
As little as we need.
Because
just pick a winner and go.
If we're really going to talk about it, I'm getting the hell up and walking out.
Pick a winner and go.
I don't want to pick one.
Pick one.
I could care less.
So
this is going to be my longest reviewed match next week.
Could care less.
I think it's a total waste of time, but under the premise...
You know what? Johnny Knoxville. There you go.
If Knoxville wins, what does it do to Sami Zayn?
Not a damn thing.
Sami Zayn's so over as a heel and like almost a comedy person. I don't think it really affects him if he wins or loses.
Okay.
But I think Johnny Knoxville's going to win with some like jackass stun or something crazy's going to happen.
Isn't it a no DQ?
Yep.
Yeah.
So anything. So all his buddies from Asswipe's going to come in and
jackass,
whatever the hell it is, going to come in and help him out.
It's going to be the match of the night.
You're looking through.
I'm gonna watch it in like 0.25 speed just to get all of it in.
You must be looking through rose-colored glasses.
Can be better made.
Son.
Anything made before 1990.
What's next, there, sir?
I'm gonna really set them all.
I really don't even. I really don't want to pick
old
win,
school
but
match ever put on.
I could care less.
I think Knoxville's going to win just because of the stupidity of the match. That's all. Bobby Lashley made his return, taking on Amos.
Lashley.
This is another match I'm not invested in. I don't really give a shit. We can curse since he's away from the. I was going to say he's away from the board, but I guess not. Gentlemen,
it's Lashley.
I think Omos is going to win. That'd be a hell of a way to put him over.
Well, they've flipped at Lashley. Obviously, he's a face now.
That's wonderful with no explanation.
Well, just because he's going against Amos, that's the only reason why.
I think Amos.
Okay. If Amos beats him, where does that go for Lashley? Taking a loss to this guy. And is Lashley at a point where he has to put over talent at this point? He couldn't stay in the main event, the main picture for the titles if you lose to Amos, can you?
Let me ask a question. Could Amos be the next opponent for Roman Reigns?
Hell no.
Just ask him.
Yeah, I would.
Just ask him.
The next opponent, maybe down the line after he gets a lot more seasoning.
Just ask him.
But I would, in my opinion, no. Our trivia question's on the screen, and I'll read it for those who are listening on the app right now. Who did Rick Steiner beat in the 1987 World TV title match at Starrcade? Give us a call at 702-329-6947. Press the number 1, 1-855-502-4321. Do not put an answer in the chat room. We want call-ins only. Winner will get a signed piece of memorabilia from one of us or a shirt or something. We'll send something to you. So, okay, so we got Lashley's. Are we hearing Lashley's across the way?
No.
Lashley reappeared last week, Desert Shark.
2 Lashleys and 2 Omos.
Okay.
That's the way I got it.
All right, works for me. And then last but not least, bless you, Matt. Oh, we got a phone call calling in right now. We got a caller calling in. All right, caller, thank you for calling. Thoughts count anywhere. Who's this? Where? Guess not. Guess the dime ran out.
And they're gone.
And they're gone. Call back. Call back. Okay. All right, guys, the unification match. Brock Lesnar, Roman Reigns. Unification title.
A guy's going to win.
One of the champions is going to win, right?
I could see it.
All right, let's try it again. Desert Shark, you calling in?
Yo, what's up?
Hi. By the way, Chief, Elizabeth Miller's in the chat room, so be careful.
Oh, shit.
Go for it. What's up, bud?
I'm going to answer this question.
No, you cannot participate.
Why?
Hell no.
Why?
Because I said so.
You're good. Answer the question if you know it, because we have another call coming in.
Chief said so.
Mike Rotunda.
Mike Rotundo is the correct answer. Congratulations, dude. He is the one that Rick Steiner beat in 1987. We had a caller on the line right behind you, which is why we're hearing a tone dial.
It's all right.
What's that?
It's all right.
So we do have another caller. So you did win, sir, and we will. Phone's going off the hook, and we'll get it. I know we'll get your information through Facebook, and we'll get something out to you, my friend.
For sure, bro.
All right, brother.
Have a good one, guys.
Thanks, man. All
Talk
right.
to you, brother. See you later.
Bye. All right.
We're just falling apart today,
We are.
aren't we?
Who's got bubble gum? Okay. We have another caller calling in. Caller, I got this one on the line. We can take this one. Caller, thanks for calling. Who's this? Where are you calling from? I know who it is because I have caller ID, but go for it. Mikey.
What's up?
How are you, buddy?
Are you guys talking about Brock Lesnar and Roman Reigns yet?
Yes, sir. We are. We just started.
Oh, man. Can I give my prediction on this?
Yeah, absolutely. We want it.
Cool.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah. So, honestly, man, I really think Brock's going to take it, only because I think The Rock's going to come out and do the same thing he did during the Royal Rumble and help Roman out. And that's going to cost him the entire match, which is going to set up the entire feud for a Hollywood WrestleMania.
Interesting.
Interesting take. I can possibly see that
Get in
happening. I can possibly see that happening. So we do a year-long build-up where Roman's pissed at The Rock for costing him the title. So does Roman even win the title back at all this year?
I don't think so. After this, I don't think he needs the title. He just got done running the Universal Championship for what, almost 2 years now?
Yeah, it's been almost 2 years. Yeah.
Yeah, he doesn't really need the title at this point. At this point, he needs to be the next big thing. And in order to become the next big thing, you got to take out what was the last big thing, and that's The Rock.
Interesting take.
And they can build this up for a whole year, just like they did with Cena and The Rock.
A very great perspective.
But in the meantime, I really think Cody Rhodes is going to show up because you got a good opponent right there with Dynasty versus Dynasty, family versus family, who is the true royalty family in the WWE in the meantime until we get to WrestleMania. So
I guess the question is, if Roman does lose the belt, and I'm being honest here, all joking aside, I'm predicting the Usos are going to lose the tag belts tonight. Okay. Is it time that Solo comes up from NXT and then they really form a faction on WWE?
There is talk that the Usos, when they drop the belt, that Jimmy may be out on the singles run. They're talking about turning him face as well.
Okay.
I heard that come through. Go ahead, Mikey.
No, we're going to have to go. I mean, we'll see, I guess, right? I mean, really don't know until it happens tomorrow night, but that's just my prediction on it. I mean,
there you go.
They're going to bring up Solo. They got to bring it up right. They can't just, throw him in the mix like they've been doing everybody else.
Absolutely. And that's why it's fun to talk about before the matches even happen. All the theories and possibilities. Thank you, friend, for calling in. We appreciate it.
All right, brothers. Take care.
All right, man. Take care. All right. Interesting thoughts there to that build. So let's make our predictions for this match.
Mr. Walker's predicting that Roman's going to walk out with both belts.
Okay.
I think Mikey's got some good points there. Never thought of it that way, but
okay.
I want to see Lesnar win tonight. and
tomorrow.
Or tomorrow. Okay, I'll give you that.
Sometime this weekend.
But you know what? I want to see him drop Heyman on his ass.
Who, Brock?
Yeah.
Okay.
I want to see that. So.
Matt?
I want to see Roman win. Holds up both titles. Screams, "Acknowledge me." And then you hear, "If you smell." And then you just see the stare off between the two.
What if just his music hits, but he never shows?
That would be a letdown.
Piss everybody.
That
You
would be
think
a
so?
huge- Oh, yeah.
You really think so?
Yeah, look at what happened with when KO played Stone Cold.
Yeah, but that was already part of a storyline. That was already there, and he did
I'm
it twice.
using
But
it as a
yeah.
comparison.
No, I get that. But it was
You can't
already in
tease
his.
the glass breaking and the "if you smell"
Exactly.
or Real American. That
Exactly.
shit is not allowed.
There you go. That's how
Are those unwritten rules?
Oh, yeah.
And that ain't old school. That's young school.
There you go. That's any school. All right. Interesting thoughts. To me, I think, listen, what always concerns me about Brock when he wears a belt, although he's done a great job since he's returned, is his weekly availability as the champion, whether it's on TV, to build storylines or whatever. At least Roman's on TV every week in some capacity. Brock's history prior to this run has been the complete opposite. He's been an attraction.
Maybe he's had a change of heart.
Well, he's had to change whatever he's agreed to in his contract.
Or
and payments.
maybe his daughter talked to him and said, "Hey, Dad, you need to be there every week, not just hit and miss."
Oh, but his daughter's too young, though. It's still his daughter's. No, she's in high school.
She's in college.
She's in college. Okay,
She's
I was
got-
thinking she was younger, but you're right.
She's got good genes. She could stand up to him and tell him, "Hey, Dad,
Good
you need to
genes,
you need to be there every week."
Could be.
She
I
got
know.
good genes, all right. Her dad's got some strong ass genes. If you look at his daughter, dear God,
I wonder if she's a basketball player.
I think she's like a shot put or something.
Oh, is she? Well, hey, there you go. Maybe she'll make the Olympic team for the U.S. I'm okay with that. So,
Why
what's
not?
your thought? Who you winning?
Imagine hitting on the
Huh?
female Brock Lesnar.
All right, I'm taking over. What's your prediction?
Roman Reigns.
Okay, Roman Reigns. What's your prediction?
I like Matt's idea where like Roman wins and then Rock's music hits and they kind of stare down.
So
but I think it's actually going to end like in a DQ. I don't think they're going to actually unify the titles.
Wow. Even though they showed a picture on one of the production trucks that was already in Texas with a newly designed unified title. It was already on the truck.
Plans change.
No, I get that. No, I totally agree. But I'm just saying they've already unveiled a potential picture of what a unified title could
So
look
it's
like.
Roman Reigns 3, Brock Lesnar 1. Okay.
Okay.
I heard at some point that they wanted to like unify the titles, and then a couple weeks later, pray to God we forget about it, and then make a champion for whatever brand doesn't have a champion.
Again.
As much as we all talk crap about WWE, everyone's watching WrestleMania regardless.
Of course.
Of course.
Yep.
Hey, you know what? Thought maybe if they unified the titles, maybe the Intercontinental title will become pertinent again.
I tell you what, I think it would be great if they did that because the IC really is a lot more prestigious than the way they're making it out to be right now. So.
Oh, I do have one thing.
Okay.
Mr. Will Hudson, please enjoy yourself at Hulk Hogan's surf shop tonight.
Oh.
Okay.
All right.
Enjoy yourself, you and the missus.
By the way, some person in the chat room, Elizabeth Miller, says Roman loses.
So you all better listen.
Because Chief's wife said so. Travis shares with us, Roman will probably win, but he wants Brock to win as well. So we'll see what happens with that. It'll be a great match. I think it'll be a great match to end the two-night event.
You know, like I said, fellas, let's just have fun, enjoy it. I agree with what Matt just said. We're all going to be watching it, and we all have our opinions, and let's just have fun and enjoy it.
You know, one downside to not having the volume on the TV right now as we're watching the NXT card, the ladder match is going on right now. I have no idea who that was that got into the ring.
Look
now
at our
these
boy.
two guys.
Look at our boys. Look at our boy. Hell yeah, kick their ass, so.
My goodness. All right, so that ends night 2. What I'd like to do is let's take our break for the second hour. so we can then run it right to the top. We still have so much to talk about. Birthdays are coming up soon. We have a lot of other items to share as we go. And, of course, some pop culture at the end. We have quite a few options there as well. All right, you're watching Thoughts Count Anywhere. Coming to you from the Go Live Vegas studios in the heart of Las Vegas. Special shout out to everybody listening on the Go Live Vegas mobile app or on Alexa. We thank you for tuning in with us and taking us with you. You watching TSA. We'll be right back.
It's not the worst podcast ever, is it? It's the best podcast. Thoughts Count Anywhere. All your wrestling news, all your hobbit, all your gimmickry. Go on over, listen wherever your podcasts are downloaded. The Thoughts Count Anywhere podcast. I'm the big LG Doc Ellis. That's my endorsement. Booyah!
This is John Cena. I just wanted to send you a congratulations on your podcast. Thoughts count anywhere. Because indeed they do. Thoughts are important. I mean, what would we do without them? And how can they not count anywhere? Is there a place that thoughts don't count? I can't think of one. Well, I just wanted to say thank you very much, congratulations, and good luck on the podcast. Thoughts count anywhere, because they do.
This is the story of one man's incredible journey from 350 to 200-pound weight loss and his mission to help and inspire others. Aaron Phillips. People are praising Aaron's new book with 5-star reviews. Aaron's various humorous and wildly entertaining stories portray his rise as a sports announcer, his encounters with exotic and irregular entertainers on the Las Vegas Strip through his long-running Vegas Unwrapped radio show, and his contagious and positive style of pursuing success. Call now or visit our website or Amazon now to get your copy of Let My Voice Speak to You, stories from a Hall of Fame radio personality. Order now.
All right, welcome back to TCA. This hour is sponsored to you by the TSA. Yeah, that's what you get when you have a little distraction of live TV going on in the studio. So shame on me. I broke the cardinal rule. Sean, he's working tonight, so we'll have an all-day WrestleMania binge tomorrow. All right, and Chan's going to the Orleans to watch night number 1. And yeah. And then I guess the Grammys are in town for night 2.
Did you see what Sean said? My wife takes the Chiefs radio away so he can't watch wrestling when he gets in trouble.
No radio privileges for you. So
thank you, my brother.
Okay.
Love you.
All right, let's get into some WWE news, AEW news. I'm going to just jump around, guys, because there's a lot of stuff we can get into here. Let's talk about one of the big announcements from last week. Toni Storm made it official. She's now part of AEW.
Very good signing. She's my pick to win the Owen Cup.
Who are we talking about?
Toni Storm.
Okay. No, I was reading.
Toni Storm.
I was reading a great comment here.
Which one?
100% proof he cannot multitask.
You're right. I don't even know what the hell that means. But Will Hudson says, I could be way out of line. However, I feel like the Hall of Fame should have a segment.
Should have shit?
Should have a segment dedicated to the members of the Hall of Fame that have passed away and in
the memoriam. Yeah.
Totally.
Didn't they used to do that in previous Hall of Fame?
Well, they did it last 2 years, the Legacy.
Right.
Hall of Fame. But
interesting.
That's a great comment, Will.
Absolutely.
That's a great comment.
Let's put it in the suggestion box.
I'm thinking he's talking about how at the Oscars they honor the ones that passed during the year. So I think that's what we're.
And you know what's absolutely. And you know what's going to happen? You're going to leave somebody out of that and get pissed because when they did it at the Oscars,
they forgot about Bob Saget.
They didn't put Bob Saget in there because he was mostly TV, but he was involved in some movies. But given how revered he was in the entertainment industry, people weren't up in arms about that. So
they should put Will Smith's career at the end of it.
You know, Mikey, it's interesting to say that. I was thinking about that where Mikey puts up there not one mention of Mick Foley in Taker's speech. What I had heard up to that point, I was wondering if he was going to say anything. And at the point where I had to stop, he had not mentioned anything yet, but apparently he did not say anything at that time, which I find rather interesting. Okay.
Well, anyway, it would have been like my career went up faster than Mick Foley went down that cage.
So anyway, I apologize.
That's all right.
Let's get back to Tony Storm, though, in AEW.
Okay.
I'm glad to see the young lady wrestling. You know, I think she's a good talent. And I think, I don't know what specifically happened with her asking for her release from WWE, nor do I care. It's not my business. But I think to me, WWE made a mistake with releasing her or letting her have her release. And I'll leave it at that.
Okay. Well, listen, she made $35,000 on the first day she was on OnlyFans. You know, we actually have an interview request into her, right?
Yes.
And we had some initial conversation, but she's sort of ghosted us at this point. We have not gotten a response back. We're hoping to get her on the show
the
as well.
The young lady she may be busy right now. You know, let's give her the benefit of the doubt and hope that she will respond to us.
Here's something about the AJ Styles Edge match. AJ Styles says he has not signed a new contract with WWE. I thought his intention was to sign one more and retire after this last contract. That's what I remember when he signed the one that's about to expire. That was the impression I had. Thomas?
I thought he re-signed the contract, if that's what we all read and we're led to believe, but I guess he hasn't.
Who?
AJ.
I thought AJ did sign a contract.
That's what we're talking about, yeah.
Oh, he said he didn't sign a contract after all.
He has not signed a new contract. So that'll be an interesting take on what happens.
Was he part of, what the hell's that faction that was over?
Bullet Club?
Yeah.
Yeah, he used to be the leader of Bullet Club. When Balor left, AJ became the leader.
Interesting. And wasn't Omega in Bullet Club?
Well, there you
Yes.
go.
And
there's one of our predictions. Whoever said Cameron Grimes.
Well, who's the tag team? Who's
Which,
the brothers?
Gallows and Anderson.
The Bucks?
And the Bucks were.
Yeah.
I wonder if AJ. Well, I have my idea. I wonder if AJ may be Hayakuing it over to AEW, and the Bullet Club really gets formed up again. The real Bullet Club.
I don't know. It'd be interesting to see. All right, let us move on. Alexa Bliss, as we talked about earlier, other than in a cutout form, has not been seen at WrestleMania this weekend. However, two returning stars, Asuka and Bayley, have both been spotted in Dallas. Do they make an appearance, or are they getting ready for the Monday night post WrestleMania Raw?
I think they'll come in on Raw.
Raw.
That's crazy. Alexa's not there anywhere.
Something's up.
Something's got to be up with her in management or something.
Maybe her wedding's coming up and she's just heavily involved in the wedding plans.
Who's she getting married to?
Ryan Cabrera.
He's a musician, isn't he?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Last night, SmackDown, we saw the Andre the Giant Battle Royale, just for nothing other than me just mentioning this. Madcap Moss won that last night.
That was his consolation prize for not dying in Saudi Arabia.
Now, Trish Stratus appeared at a live event in Toronto and slapped Becky Lynch. Now, but did you hear the little joke that Trish Stratus set up at the airport for Becky Lynch?
Yeah,
did you guys read about this? Okay, so Becky's got the baby and she's traveling up for this event that she was at, and she's getting ready to go through, or she's coming back through the gate or something, and she arrives, and all of a sudden TSA and the officers pull her aside and say, "Excuse me, Miss Lynch, we need to see you over here," and they detained her for about an hour. I don't remember how they did it, but then about an hour later, the officer said, "By the way, the judge that ordered this was one Trish Stratus." So Stratus set her up to have this little early April Fool's joke at the airport, and then they had their face off at this event in Toronto the other night. So I thought it was well mastered. I thought it was a good idea.
Yeah.
Funny.
Creative writing. That was not WWE.
No, it was not. It was not. But I can tell you, Trish Stratus was at the Hall of Fame induction last night. I saw her when they panned the stars and previous inductees, and she was sitting right next to Lita.
Yeah, she was signing in Dallas.
Yeah, Absolutely.
Yeah.
All right.
And Lita's she's a nice lady. She's pretty good person. I like her.
All right, real quickly.
She's up on my wall.
Right. Okay, up on the wall.
I can say that.
Yeah.
My wife's in the chat room. She knows what I'm talking about.
Okay.
Don't worry. The hell with you guys.
Reports say that Fox actually wanted Raw and not SmackDown.
Yeah, I heard about that, but USA had the first match, so they matched Raw, but they weren't going to spend the money on SmackDown as well. So
plus the whole entity started with Raw and USA.
Hey, somebody help me out. What? How many years has Raw been on USA?
Since 93.
This ain't even bullshit. Screw Fox, man. It's all about Raw. Raw's the head flagship. USA, Fox, you get the seconds. Enough said. Chief, over and out.
Fox ended up with a better show. I don't think they ended up.
That's true.
In your mind.
How is Raw better than SmackDown?
In your opinion.
In my correct opinion, yes. SmackDown is better than Raw.
That's an ugly shirt you got on today.
Raw really needs to go back to 2 hours, by the way. Raw really needs to go back to 2 hours.
It's too hard to watch for 3 hours.
3 hour Raw, I mean, that was
awful.
Terrible. It needs to go back to 2. King Woods.
But they make too much money.
Let me ask a question, man. You think ROH is going to come back on TV after that show they had?
They better get a better contract and access.
What do you think, Matt?
They'll be on TV.
I think so.
I think Tony Khan's going to buy more airtime and put him on probably TBS or TNT, to be honest with you.
Cage was there last night.
Mhm.
FTR.
Yeah.
Plus the Briscoes and
It was a good card.
Some weird guy named Samoa Joe.
Yeah, shows up. Yeah, exactly. King Woods gets his name changed again to Xavier Woods on the official site, no longer going with King Xavier.
Did he really change his name to begin with?
Well,
it was King Woods for a while.
It was King Woods after he won King of the Ring.
Oh, he changed it in the wrestling, but
the wrestling.
not real life.
No, not real life. No, we're talking about the ring names.
Man, look at that Ford. And holy shit, that's a Ford Galaxy 500. You don't see them around no more. Damn.
You'd be like, oh, it's a Model T. That's my first car.
WWE is working on a scripted pro wrestling series with NBC to kind of show a fictitious behind the scenes look. That is something that also came out. By the way, WWE Raw debuted January 11th, 1993 on the USA Network.
Thank you very much. Scripted pro wrestling show.
You said 1993 like 5 minutes ago.
Our producer show.
Wait a minute, scripted.
So it's a TV show, sort of a behind the scenes sitcom.
Ain't that
what we get on Raw?
No,
I mean this is scripted.
Yeah, but it's not like a behind the scenes I'm talking about.
Well, no, but it's still.
But they already have one like in Young Rock, because Young Rock shows you the behind the scenes.
Yeah,
stuff.
but it shows some of the behind the scenes, but it focused on his life and coming up through wrestling.
Let me ask an honest question. Do we really want a show like that? You know what?
It depends on where they go with the script.
There's so much stuff that's let out today in pro wrestling on the dirt sheets and everything like that. Do we really want a show like this that could possibly show everything?
What don't we already know?
Well, I was going to say, doesn't Total Divas in a way show that behind the scenes stuff? I mean,
I don't know. I never watched.
You've never watched one episode of Total Divas when it was on?
Roads to the Top gave away a lot of stuff.
What's that?
Roads to the Top.
Roads to the Top. Yeah, last year.
Never watched that show.
That was his show last year.
No. That's why I'm saying I just wonder.
Mikey says, so a show that's real but not real. Well, that's wrestling.
Yeah.
Thanks,
that's
Mikey.
wrestling,
I
right?
greatly appreciate that.
Okay,
sorry,
Corey.
Well, really quick. This is a nice little video package they're airing on Ciampa right now.
Talk to me.
All right. Corey Graves says he has no desire to get back in the ring. Then why did he get tested to come back in the first place?
I'm glad he said that. You don't belong in the ring.
I never. You know what? I never saw him wrestle 1 minute.
Me either. But maybe
he wrestled down NXT.
NXT.
I saw him.
Yeah.
I saw him. Yeah, I saw him.
Go ahead, Thomas.
maybe he got cleared just for peace of mind, knowing
Could be.
that okay, if I want to get back, I can.
Right.
there's still that door that's slightly open if I want to do it.
Right. Because rumor was swirling that he might have been one of the surprise entrants into the Royal Rumble.
Well, maybe he wanted to get cleared so that he can get married in the wrestling ring to Carmella.
Maybe he wanted to get cleared and then realized if he goes back into the ring, he might lose his commentating job if somebody does it better than him.
Well, there's a lot of people that do it better than him, sir. I mean, come on.
WWE superstars.
All joking aside.
He's better than Lance Russell and all them.
Get the hell out of here. You're blowing smoke up your own ass now.
No,
Shit.
He's amazing.
Yeah.
What the hell are you talking
Yeah.
about? I knew that would get you.
Like I said, you're looking through rose-colored glasses, son.
WWE superstars are no longer banned from making money on third-party sites. So there was a big brouhaha when WWE put this policy in place, but there was really, I didn't even see that story until late yesterday, that ban is now lifted. So they can now make money on third-party sites.
How many girls are going to have OnlyFans by the end of the week?
Oh. I don't know, though. They probably still got to get it approved to the office. I don't think they're going to approve OnlyFans.
True.
They can go back to Twitch.
Yeah, but you know what? The thing about
Cameo and
OnlyFans,
all
though, it doesn't just have to be about the nudity. There are a lot of folks apparently have
How do you know?
profiles up there.
How do you know?
I did it. I studied
Your account.
I studied it for research.
So they.
My account, Matt Mullen loves Alexa at gmail.com.
So they can.
How'd
have,
you know?
So they can have their own sites now, huh?
They can go on like Cameo and Twitch and all that kind of
and
stuff.
talk on there now and do their own thing.
Yeah.
Where before
Well,
they were
remember,
shut down.
Selena Vega was one of the highly contested ones when that first policy went in. She was let go, but then she fought against it and she kept her sights up when they let her go. Now they brought her back.
No, I don't.
So
sorry, you are educating me about this, but I.
Okay.
You know.
All right, that's
it's
fine.
not important to me.
We should have an OnlyFans page. TCA should have an OnlyFans page.
It's not.
We can sit here and talk about wrestling and tank tops.
I'd freaking win out if we had our own page. They'd come. I'd be number one.
Kurt Angle
You know
thinks pro wrestling has lost its psychology with the modern day spot fest. And you know what? I agree. We talk about that all the time. There's no psychology really in the ring. It's just who's going to get in their shit.
I would like to introduce your OnlyFans page.
Oh, okay. We have our OnlyFans page about to pop up, so please pay attention to
That
the monitors.
fan's too.
There you go.
Wait a minute. That fan is too new. Find it.
Yeah, we need an older
I
fan
want
for
an older
Chief.
fan for myself.
We need to rust it
My
out.
own fan.
If there's a fan, you got to like
But that's
manually
good.
crank.
You did good, Aaron.
I agree with Angle. I think it's now all about the guys getting in their spots. I think for a lot of the shows, a lot of the guys, there's not much psychology left.
All joking aside, you and I growing up in the wrestling genre.
Yeah.
Okay.
Old school.
When we went to MSG, we went down
the
to
Mecca,
and we went down to the Spectrum in Philly.
Philly.
Okay.
Headlock.
We didn't know what was going to happen. We went. We saw this. You know, we knew the matches. We didn't know what the hell was going to happen though.
Right.
Today, what we're doing now, with the knowledge that we have, we're actually. I say we've got a better than 50% rate of predicting the outcomes of the matches.
Well, I was going to say, in some cases, because of communication lines that are not public for us, we probably do know a lot of things, but the best skill that we have is we don't share it. We talk about it because
Off
of
the
the
air,
well,
we
yeah,
talk
yeah,
about
we
it.
do, but we don't bring that to the air. We still talk about wrestling on this show as fans of wrestling.
Yes. Yes.
Speaking of fans, I found Chief's OnlyFans.
Okay,
I want
Chiefs.
my fan.
Here's Chiefs only. I see it on the preview.
Hell yeah!
I see it on the
there
previews.
we go. Hell yeah! There we go. There's the Chiefs fan, right there.
That's it, baby.
Sponsored by Blue Chew.
That's it. No,
No, that one WD-40 on that one.
Sponsored by Wild Root Hair Cream.
And Pixie
That was very. You know what? I see a new
Hell
shirt.
yeah.
I see a new shirt coming.
NAARP.
I see a new shirt coming. Oh my God, that is
I
too
love it,
good.
man. I love it.
Aaron, well done there, sir.
Yes, sir.
We asked
Have
for it,
another donut.
and we got it. Absolutely. All right, Paul Heyman is in talks with WWE for an uncensored podcast, but the thing that they don't, uncensored about, does that mean talking about like the behind the door, the forbidden door, behind the scenes stuff?
I don't want
or
that.
Are we talking language? Because you know what? Fuck that shit. We got an uncensored podcast right here.
Yes, we do.
So I don't know what Heyman's talking about.
No, see, and that's what I was talking about. I don't want the backdoor stuff to come out.
Yeah. No, I agree.
It's got to stay secretive somewhat.
Absolutely. So I would love to see more about what that uncensored podcast agenda is all about.
Yeah. I
think it's going to be more language and like ECW based, honestly.
Well, but we can do that now. WWE, we don't have to make a big deal of an uncensored podcast. You're on the internet, folks. As you see, now we don't do it all the time. We do it as a joke. I didn't even say anything.
But we don't know what uncensored really means.
Well, that's what I'm saying. We need a better definition of what an uncensored podcast means for them in terms of programming.
Could you imagine if it was Heyman and Tommy Dreamer and Sandman and Francine being on a podcast together?
Some of the originals?
Oh, man.
That would be uncensored. That would be uncensored.
Chiefs fan, according to Desert Shark, looks like some sort of medieval torture device.
You get the hell near me, you're going to find out, son.
Jeez. All right. I know. I'm going to wait further to see what the podcast programming is going to be about. Undertaker, did you see the life-size statue that the Taker got? That was presented?
Well deserved.
Oh, absolutely. It was tremendous.
Thing is beauty.
It looks super cool.
You know what? Why don't they put that in the what's that show they've got where they're going after
Lost Treasures?
Yeah. Why don't
it's
they?
It's been found though.
Yeah,
it's been found. We know where it is.
Well, that's not a lost treasure.
Why don't they start a section?
And it'll go to the warehouse probably.
With statues of the wrestlers.
Well, I think what they should do is when they eventually get a standalone actual Hall of Fame, instead of plaques like baseball, every one of them should have a statue.
You know, and the one for Mick Foley should be Mick.
With no teeth.
No, jumping off the...
oh, like in midair?
Yeah, that would be neat.
My goodness.
Hey, Georgie Animal Steel with the green tongue.
That's right, biting off a turnbuckle.
Yeah, buddy.
There you go. Let's see.
I just don't see a Hall of Fame being built. We've been talking about it for like 20 years.
Yeah.
It's never going to... Yeah, never say never. Yeah, whatever. That's never happening.
You don't think
Every time they mention it, they always mention Orlando and Las Vegas. Make it Las Vegas.
Absolutely. Just so we can use another attraction here in Las Vegas. Briscoes, should we talk about these?
I'd like to work there if they had it.
I know, that would be a lot of fun.
That would
wouldn't
be
it?
awesome.
Maybe they would sponsor our podcast. Do we want to talk about the next couple of bullet points under the AEW stuff only because there may be people that didn't see the card?
Spoiler alert. If you don't want to know anything about ROH, turn off the podcast now.
No shit.
Do we want to? Should we hold off?
It was on
that?
Friday.
It was on Friday, so we can say it?
Yeah.
All right. Briscoes won the GCW Tag Team Championship.
That was Thursday.
And FTR won the ROH Tag Team Championships last night. So, again, the card last night was terrific. That was based on the ROH stuff. Pro Wrestling Tees opens a pizza shop in Vegas called Power Bomb Pizza and can be ordered on Uber Eats. Where's that located?
I don't know. It's like a pop-up shop in like some kind of one of the pizza places, but they have different pizzas named after the wrestlers.
Oh.
And part of the proceeds go to like that wrestler.
Right on.
To help out with whatever.
Good for that. That's a good idea. Good. All right, last piece before we go to birthdays. Mercedes Martinez wins the interim ROH Women's Championship. Okay. With that, gentlemen.
Long overdue.
Oh, absolutely.
Long overdue.
Absolutely. All right, with that,
it's like a broken hubcap.
It is time for this week's edition of birthdays. If you are celebrating a birthday today through next Friday, the 8th, we want to wish you a happy birthday, and you're celebrating with these people. Of course, our happy birthday song brought to you by Pocket Aces here in Las Vegas. Okay, here we go. April 2nd, which is today, Jack Evans, Scorpio Sky, Sawyer Fulton, and a local favorite of everybody here, Lori Chafin, better known as Bodie's mom, right?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Laura.
There
Happy
you go.
birthday, my dear.
April 3rd, Lance Storm, and won that Chief act. Oh, no, you brought it up. Chief's favorite wrestler locally, Otto Von Clutch.
Wait a minute.
Yeah, right.
Otto Von Clutch.
Harkening back to a live remote show at previous sponsor. April 4th, Chelsea Green. April 5th, Sika, DDP, and Charlotte Flair. April 6th, oh, this is a good one. I remember watching this guy. High Chief Peter Maivia, of course, grandfather of The Rock. April 7th, David Otunga. Whatever happened to David Otunga?
Do you know who?
I think he works like in the office, legal stuff.
Oh, does he?
Yeah.
He got divorced from Jennifer Hudson, and nobody cared ever since.
I know. He was on the panel for pre-show for a while, and then he's just disappeared.
Do you know who Peter Maivia's first tag team partner was?
Off the top of my head, I do not.
Chief J. Strongbow.
Oh, Chief J. Strongbow. That's right. That's right. Maybe we can get a picture of that tag team up there, Mr. Producer.
Peter Maivia.
Maivia.
And Chief J. Strongbow.
There you go. All right. Continuing on April 7th, Draws and Sanjay Dutt. Happy birthday to everybody out there celebrating your birthday with those great wrestlers of current and past. Happy birthday to all of us.
Mr. Sanjay Dutt, a class act. If you've never met him, he's a super, super nice gentleman.
Didn't we have him on an early edition of TCA? Who? Sanjay Dutt? No, I thought we might have. I don't know. Those early shows are but memory. out of them all. Out of Power. By the way, does Power Play have any card signings coming up? Any shows coming up?
No.
Okay. Big Valley Wrestling is having a big card next Friday, the 8th, over at the Sahara Event Center. I will be there doing commentary. The name of the card escapes me at this very second, but I'm sure Chief will look it up. That'll be at the Sahara Event Center. I believe doors open at 6:30 with the starting bell at 7. Great card. A lot of matches actually lined up for that. So that is this Friday at the Sahara Event Center. All right. Before we go into some pop culture topics, gentlemen, any other thoughts of the wrestling world that you care to put some 2 cents into?
I guess last night with Joe returning, Lethal turned heel on Gresham.
Okay.
So I guess the program's going to be Lethal and Gresham, and Joe and Sanjay Dutt will be involved somewhere in all this as well.
Okay, so the makings of that feud on ROH is introduced last night. Now, unfortunately, what you're about to bring up there, Mr. Producer, as I see your screen, the man all the way to The Rock's right is his dad. That is not the tag team partner of Chief J. Strongbow that we're looking for. But that's great lineage there, though. But you had 3 but I'll tell you what, that picture, well, see if you can find Chief J. Strongbow just by himself.
Big Valley Pro Wrestling, Unstoppable 8-year anniversary show.
There you go. Their anniversary show. There you go. A lot of matches. Tickets are on sale. Just check out Big Valley Wrestling BVW on Facebook. You can get your tickets there as well. Chickets. Jeez Louise.
Tickets are tickets. Tickets. Oh,
my goodness.
And it's not TSA, it's TCA.
Thank you very much. Mr. Producer, I'm looking at your monitor, and I see to the left there, you see the red headgear picture. If you go to that one right there, bring that one up. That's a great picture of the two. Okay, well, I see that one there. That's a good one. But, yeah, if you can bring them both up, that'll be great. Okay, in the meantime, while he brings those up with the great tag team of High Chief Peter Maivia and Chief J. Strongbow. Chief J. Strongbow used to do the hulking up before the Hulk knew what hulking up was all about. Remember that, when he would do that?
Do you know who Chief J. Strongbow's first tag partner was?
I do not.
Billy Whitecloud. Chief Billy Whitecloud.
That rings a bell now that you mention it, but I would have not have known that.
Do you know who his first opponent was? Christopher Columbus.
Killer Kowalski.
Figures Chief would know his first opponent for sure. Okay, let's get into some pop culture while we wait for those pictures to come up. I know the first thing we have slated on the list is one that we've already kind of talked about, and that was, of course, the slap heard around the world.
Do we really have to
No,
talk
I'm just
about
going to... I said we've already talked about it.
Let me ask a question.
Sure.
Why do we, when things like this happen, okay, whatever, why does it take a week on TV and radio and every place else where, it happened, okay, people saw it. 1 day's enough. You don't need to sell it for 7 days,
That's entertainment.
But that's what TV does today because they don't have anything else better to talk about. than shit like that. Sorry, that's how I feel.
No,
you look at it, and we see it, and that's the way, it sells. And that's what TV does today.
Oh, listen, you can watch a newscast, and the good news or the happy news doesn't show up until the last 2 minutes of the fireman, rescuing the cat.
Exactly.
If that slap wouldn't have happened, who would have known the Oscars were on?
I saw that pop up too. I'll tell you what. Go ahead, yeah, can you bring that up? Yep, bring it up. There you go. There they are. Chief Jay Strongbow on the left and the High Chief Peter Maivia. Great, one of the great tag teams. Ultimate, it was a great time for those guys.
Absolutely.
For sure.
That was the heyday of professional wrestling.
There they both are being interviewed.
Yeah. Probably being interviewed by Vince McMahon.
I was going to say that microphone looked awfully familiar
yes,
on those old interview shows. Okay, Formula One racing coming to Las Vegas in 2023 to see how they have. I'm going to tell you right now, the Strip. I talked about this actually on my show last week. When you look at how the Strip is going to be cordoned off in and around Caesars, and I think the straightaway, if I remember, is going to be like from. It's going to be, it's 3 miles or whatever it is, folks. When that event is announced, mark your calendars because you don't want to be anywhere near that event on the Strip.
Did you hear what?
And it's Thanksgiving weekend.
Did you hear what they said though?
What's that?
370,000 people will be coming in for that event.
Yeah. Well,
almost 500,000 people.
Well, like I said, you don't want to be anywhere near the Strip when that event comes in.
I'd say the hotel rooms will be sold out.
I feel bad for people staying in the hotels on the Strip that are not basically there for the racing.
Well, they can walk.
No, but what I'm saying is, they're gonna have restricted areas that they're gonna have a very difficult time getting to their hotels.
Yeah.
And if it's gonna be on a holiday weekend like Thanksgiving weekend as projected, that's going to suck.
Yes.
So, all right. Oakview Group announces a $3 billion sports and entertainment district that will include a 20,000-seat arena for the potential of an NBA franchise. Along with the news broke that property has been, I don't know if you guys are watching, I just saw this out of the corner of my eye. Ciampa just kissed the mat. And is getting reaction from the crowd.
That's probably it then.
Yeah.
You know what I don't understand?
So our prediction was good on that one, too.
Why don't fellas leave their boots?
That's retirement, isn't it?
Yeah.
When you retire,
he's just going to Raw.
He's going to Raw.
Oh, he's moving up.
Yeah, he's going to move up.
Okay. I stand corrected. I thought he was retiring.
To a deluxe apartment in the sky.
What do you think he's going to be called on Monday?
No, we're not going to sing it. You're not. No.
Ciampa. No. He'll be Tommaso.
What kind of dumbass gimmick is he going to get on Monday?
No, they're keeping him Tommaso.
Well, they had him trim and dye his beard when he made his last appearance on Raw, didn't he? They had him clean up a little bit.
They're not.
But he should retire if he holds true to what he stated that I'd rather retire first.
Whoa!
Oh, wait a minute. What is this? What is this happening? I don't know if you can put on closed caption or put on the audio real quickly here. Okay. Well, real quickly, a surprise guest greeted Ciampa at the top of the ramp, and let's just, if you know how to play the game, wow, look at that response. My goodness.
So
I don't mean to spoil. This is a great moment.
No, we can spoil it. Triple H walked out. Him and Ciampa are hugging.
Because really, Ciampa's the last one from his regime of running NXT, isn't he?
Ciampa's got some emotional tears in his eyes.
Triple H
looks good, and my question is Triple H coming, possibly sitting with NXT again?
No.
In some capacity.
Not with that defibrillator.
No.
Listen.
Not with that.
But Ciampa is.
I know all about the defibrillator and everything, and heart disease and heart attacks. I'm just saying.
But Ciampa is the last remaining performer under Triple H's
1.0
vision. Yeah,
yes,
the original. Black
and I'm just wondering if Triple H would be coming back in some capacity.
Yeah, he's going to take on Rollins. Anyway, pedigree versus pedigree. Let's start that rumor right now.
No way Triple H is running anything
No.
not with that heart condition. No way. That's too much stress.
Could you imagine?
He can stay calm though.
In the ring?
No,
No,
not in the ring.
I was going to say.
Sean's there. He could bring in a couple more guys. He could bring Regal back, which him and Regal got along.
Oh, but he
great.
signed with AEW.
Yeah,
I know.
Regal's not coming back.
Which
He could
him
bring
and
Road Dogg-
Regal got along great together.
He could bring Road Dogg back.
Huh?
He could bring Road Dogg back.
Road Dogg?
And so in that aspect, he could sit back and say, think of.
Don't you sit back.
Let me do it this way. He could sit back and say, this is what I think, and just give the ideas to the fellas and let the fellas run with it. I'm not saying him actually hands-on, being right behind the curtain doing what he's doing,
I have a funny feeling that Stephanie
and I'm sure you're right there.
Stephanie and his kids.
I don't think the girls,
No.
but Stephanie will put the squash.
Well, the
to it.
15-year-old daughter,
Like-
the 15-year-old daughter may be saying, "Look, Dad, I want you around to see me in the ring perform. I don't want you to take any chances."
Well, I would
But-
hope that his daughters say, "We want you around to walk
We
us
have
down the aisle."
well, yeah. We have 2 minutes left, so very quickly, the only other topic I want to touch on, big four game this weekend in the NCAA tournament, Duke and North Carolina.
Go Tar Heels.
Big game going into the finals. The first time that these two have ever met in the Final Four.
First time they've ever
in a
met
tournament.
In the tournament period.
Okay.
Get rid of Coach K. End this story now. Go Tar
Yeah,
Heels.
you're Tar Heels.
Yes.
You guys have any thoughts on that game at all? You're following the thing with Coach K at all?
I want to see him go out on top. I want to see Duke win the national title.
Okay. It would be a storybook ending, for sure.
Screw the storybook ending.
All right, with that, folks, just want a quick reminder that in 1 hour, join me for Aaron's Hour with Aaron Phillips. My special in-studio guest will be none other than Sam Novak. He's a gentleman that writes a lot. He's part of the Vegas411.com website, gives his thoughts and opinions, almost uncensored opinions about all that's going on here in Las Vegas. Did I see Duke? Duke is, what's that? For the Review Journal also? He used to have his own website. But anyway, top of the hour, join me with Sam Novak as
Go
well.
Duke.
Okay. With that,
Hell no.
let's just say this, folks. Enjoy WrestleMania weekend because your boys here.
What the hell is that?
The Jeffersons. This is the Jeffersons theme song. Moving on up. That's
No,
what
you should like this
That's
shit.
what Chomp was doing. Yeah, this was your time.
Now it
Where
sounds
you gonna
good.
get banned?
What the hell?
What?
I don't have my hearing aid in, so turn it up.
Well, can't turn it up too
Copyright,
loud.
There we
7
go.
seconds.
All right. With
Good
that,
to go. Good to go.
All right, everybody. With that, we look forward to a great weekend of wrestling with WrestleMania. NXT is on right now. All sorts of good stuff going on all over the place.
Thanks everybody for
Absolutely.
tuning in.
Matt, real quickly, thoughts?
Everybody enjoy WrestleMania. Have a good week. Go Johnny Knoxville.
Chief.
Fuck Knoxville. Go Duke. Hey, everybody have a good week. Be safe out there, and I look forward to Matt's next story next week.
There
We're
you
totally
go.
getting banned off YouTube for this.
Thomas.
Enjoy WrestleMania. Go Tar Heels.
There you go. With that, everybody, we want to thank you for joining us. Again, join me at the top of the hour. Enjoy whatever it is that you're doing this fine weekend, whether it's wrestling, being with family is the most important part, but whatever you do, do it with passion. As always, be kind to everybody. Why is that? We're all we have. See you next time right here on Thoughts Count Anywhere.